So I'm a huge fan of the Toy Story franchise, and when I mean a big fan, I mean that those are probably my favorite movies of all time. You can check out my video retrospective if you want to hear my thoughts on those films. But yeah, the fact that Toy Story 4 was as good as it was made me more excited for Lightyear when it was announced. I was hyped to see this character back on screen again, but skeptical since this was the first spin-off movie for this franchise. And after seeing Lightyear, I'm kind of mixed. To not spoil anything, the first act of this movie is actually pretty promising. They set up a really interesting sci-fi story, there are some cool action scenes, and the whole thing just moves at a really fast pace to keep you engaged. But when the main adventure starts at the end of the first act, that's when I feel like the story begins to devolve into something more generic. Buzz teams up with these rookie space cadets, most of which have very cliche characterizations, and they basically just have to defeat Zerg while learning about the power of teamwork. It's quite basic and not up to Pixar standards of storytelling. Interestingly enough, going into this movie, I was the most intrigued by what they were going to do with this version of Zerg. He's kind of a mysterious character that we only learned so much about in Toy Story, so I was interested to see how he becomes Buzz's nemesis. Unfortunately though, he's kind of wasted here. I think his redesign was cool and definitely intimidating at first, but when he finally meets Buzz and his true plans are revealed, it comes off as cliche and the story just becomes more predictable. I really wish they met earlier on and had more time to flesh out his character and relationship with this new Buzz, akin to what they did with Syndrome and Mr. Incredible. With how seriously Pixar was taking this spin-off story, I was hoping we were going to get the Darth Vader of Disney villains, but in the Toy Story universe, I think the title for best villain still goes to Lotso. Socks was cool though. A lot of people are saying that this new character stole the show, and I agree. I can definitely see him being part of Buzz Lightyear's iconography moving forward. He was consistently entertaining and probably had the best jokes in the whole movie. Now in terms of the visuals, I feel like this film could have been live action if they really wanted it to. And when I say that, I mean that I think the use of animation here wasn't used to its fullest potential. All the locations are so barren and bland, and there's nothing that really stands out. I get that they wanted to go with a more realistic, gritty style, but I don't think they justified having to do that, especially when there's already a more cartoony spin-off series that existed in the early 2000s. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command was a 2D animated show on Disney Channel, and just by looking at some clips, you can see how much more personality it has compared to this new film. It's way more colorful and actually takes advantage of the medium by showing off some really cool creature and planet designs. In terms of other life forms, all we get in Lightyear are these boring sentient vines and copies of the same robot. Buzz's crew in the movie are also just regular humans. In the old show, each one either was a robot or different species of alien that at least made them more visually interesting. Even the little green men prevalent in the Toy Story series as being part of the Lightyear lore are nowhere to be seen other than in a hidden Easter egg. I mean, even the Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters ride at Disneyland has more visual personality than this movie. Again, the film doesn't necessarily look bad, I just don't think the visual style fits this type of character. Also, where's the Buzz Lightyear theme? It's not a big deal that it's not there, but it probably would have been a nice addition since the score isn't really that memorable anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna give Lightyear a B-. It's still a fun watch on its own, but feels disposable when you compare it to the best of what Pixar has to offer. As a Toy Story fan, it pains me to see the franchise get milked like this, so if they do make a sequel to this movie, I really hope they take more time to give us a sci-fi story that we don't feel like we've seen before. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on Lightyear, and I'll see you guys in the next video.